Hi, this is May Sayed Ali, and I'm the host of the G42 On Air podcast series. We are excited to be recording the G42 On Air live from GITEX at the G42 stand. Today, we have with us Hassan Al-Naqbi, CEO of Khazna Data Centres, and Khaled Huraimel, the CEO and Vice President of BEEAH. As the CEO of Khazna, Hassan focused on growing the business globally, while also promoting the UAE as an international data hub. And under Khaled's leadership, BEEAH has transformed from a waste management company to a sustainability and digital pioneer, setting new benchmarks for quality of life across the MENA region. And today, we will talk about how do we design data hosting solutions that connect customers with the exciting opportunities of tomorrow and beyond. Hi Khaled and hi Hassan, it's great having you today in the G42 On Air podcast right here from GITEX at G42 stand. So how do you feel? Are you enjoying GITEX?
It's great. I think it's one of the most interesting GITEX I've ever attended. It's one of the most populated GITEX. I remember last year was actually packed, but this year is even double in terms of number of people attending. So it's really great to be here.
It's quite unbelievable.
No, it's really great to be here and great to see the big crowd. You know, life is back. Everyone is enjoying it, and a lot of opportunities.
And you can sense the energy. Everybody is super excited and they just want to be here and start life again. Before we dig into our topic today, which is talking about how we design the data hosting solutions that connect customers with the exciting opportunities of tomorrow and beyond. Khaled, I'd like to know more about BEEAH and your transformation. I understand that you were focused mostly on the waste management strategies and businesses, and now you're more of a holding company. Can you share with us what's happening in BEEAH now?
Sure. So BEEAH, we were established in 2007, so we've been around about 15 years so far, and we started the group looking at tackling environmental challenges. This is how the group started, with focus on waste management, because that was an immediate problem in our region. The GCC and the UAE were one of the highest generators of waste per capita in the world. But our business has evolved over time, and we've become a pioneer in sustainable quality of life. In this 15 years, we've become now a regional leader in waste management. Not just in the UAE, we are in Saudi, we are in Egypt, and we've also expanded now and diversified. So not just geographic growth, we've diversified into digital, we've diversified also into energy. We've built the first waste to energy plant in the Middle East. In digital, we also have several digital ventures we've started. And so the company is being focused on two pillars today: sustainability and digitalization, which we feel are key pillars for modern economies. So this is where now BEEAH is investing more. And this is where even in Sharjah we are focusing more also on investing more on the digital side.
We're going to talk about now more deeply on the digital side and why the importance of it concerning the sustainability. But before we talk about that, I'd like to know more about Hassan Khazna.
Thank you.
What are you doing at Khazna?
Thank you, May. Khazna was established 2012. It was a company that Mubadala established at that time to actually solve a problem. UAE was lacking infrastructure, and in specific, basically the digital infrastructure. So Khazna was mandated to come and build the digital infrastructure to allow a new offering in the market, to help the government and the cloud players to actually have a way of serving their clients, connecting to their clients. So the company was established in 2012. I joined personally in 2014, just before the start of the operation. And the company over the years evolved into becoming the largest data center operator in the UAE, and now we are one of the largest infrastructure provider, not only in the UAE but in the whole MENA region. The company, of course, evolved with different shareholders. Today we are owned by G42 and Etisalat. G42 60% and Etisalat 40%. Today we operate about 12 data centers that are equivalent of 150 megawatt capacity. We are also building another 13 data centers in various locations in the UAE, and we have signed a JV partnership with BEEAH to build the first data center of of basically our design, which is focusing on more kind of hyperscaler businesses in Sharjah. This is one of the first JV that we built outside the common business. And we are evolving to go outside the UAE. We are looking at expansion plans into Saudi, into Egypt, Indonesia, and also Kuwait. So that's basically, in a nutshell, how Khazna evolved over the years and what we are today in terms of market size. Thank you.
This is extremely interesting, Hassan. When I look at the involvement of Khazna and BEEAH, and now it's kind of making sense, this whole joint venture coming to place, it's because of the whole transformation from waste management to focused also along with that on technology and digitalization and the whole growth from Khazna perspective. But can you share with me, how did the whole joint venture came to life? Starting with Hassan.
Thank
How
you.
did it
I think
happen?
it's a funny story, kind of. So I met Khaled, I think about 3 years back. We were both invited for inauguration of China Mobile in Dubai, and we exchanged business cards. And I knew from there on that Khaled was actually setting up a digital company called Evotech, which is part of BEEAH Group now.
Yes.
And so they were working as a mandate to actually help the government of Sharjah accelerating their digital transformation. For me, it was like an opportunity for me to meet him and understand what they're doing on the digital side and how we can help them as Khazna. So it's more of a pitch from me to actually get him as a client.
So it's like a sales pitch.
Exactly, it was a sales pitch. So when I met Khaled, actually I was impressed because I knew BEEAH was only a waste management company.
Yes.
So when I met Khaled, actually he took me through the journey of how they evolved from a waste management company to becoming a bigger group now, actually moving more into digital than I thought they were. So, and that's basically how we started discussion about the data center business and the lack of infrastructure within the Sharjah Emirate. And that's basically how we said, you know what, why don't we build the first tier 3 data center in Sharjah to serve the Sharjah government and also help the enterprise market within Sharjah to accelerate their digital transformation. So this is basically how we started. Maybe Khaled can add on to that.
So this is Hassan's part of the story, which is quite interesting. And Khaled, what would you like to add to that story?
Well, definitely that was the first time I met Hassan, and BEEAH at that time was looking at diversifying its portfolio. We were operating in waste management for at least 10 years at that time, and we were looking at investing more on digital. We already set up Evotech, is our first digital venture, which is actually very active today. But when I understood more about Khazna and Khazna's growth and success, and then I looked at Sharjah in terms of digital infrastructure, I saw that there is an opportunity here, that not just as a possible customer, but why can't we work together and partner in building that in Sharjah together? And BEEAH is also being, when it comes to waste management, that's what we did. We built the infrastructure to manage waste. And we have now probably one of the leading waste management complexes in all the Middle East in Sharjah. So we have lots of different facilities that we built the infrastructure to reach the highest diversion of waste in all of the Middle East in Sharjah. So when it comes to digital, and when I talked about modern economies, we think the two pillars are digitalization and sustainability, and how businesses, people need to connect. I saw an opportunity, and we said, and then we build on top of that.
Yeah.
This is quite a very interesting story when it comes to it. Like, first of all, BEEAH being into the waste management business, that's already a huge pillar and it's extremely important. And then realizing the power of digitalization should also impact infrastructure of the waste management, right? Which is also
I think
have a huge
also
impact.
important, BEEAH, we believe a lot in partnerships. So we have a lot of partnerships in place. So it's not something new to us. Our waste to energy facility is a partnership with Masdar. That's a successful partnership. We actually inaugurated our first plant earlier this year, the first waste to energy plant in all of the Middle East. That will make Sharjah the first city in the Middle East to reach zero waste. So with that partnership, we actually already had that partnership in place when we met.
Yes.
And also...
And now it's operational, right?
And now it's operational, yes,
And
operational.
I think this is one of the JV partnership that they have will benefit our data center. We'll talk about it maybe later in one of the questions.
Yes, and I really hope that the Middle East could learn from BEEAH, and maybe you can share the journey of hopefully the rest of the Middle East can follow
Sure.
when it comes to what you are doing in the waste management. Back to the data center and the impact of data center. Can you share with us? I'd like to start with Hassan. What's the important? I mean, from a technical perspective, to develop and build a data center business in Sharjah, and I'm going to ask you afterwards, what does that mean to Sharjah?
Sure. I mean, if you look at the let's say the digital space within any government, within any city, more and more we see government now moving into the digital space. They are providing services at the digital front. There's no more now the legacy way of going to the government and asking for paperwork and approvals, etc. Everything is done online. We've seen all the governments, especially here within all the Emirates, they are actually moving into digital space. So the Dubai government, for example, even now going ahead with the metaverse. So they are trying to introduce something even bigger than just the smart government. They're going for metaverse, they're going for Web3, they're going for blockchain. And that's basically to accelerate the digital transformation journey. It's important for every society now to have a digital infrastructure that can drive the digital economy of the city or of the country. Because, I mean, look around us. Basically, there are a lot of tech industry here supporting enterprise, government, and other private sectors to actually accelerate their businesses. And Khazna, in particular, the data center that we're building in Sharjah, the main mandate is to create that magnet to allow the government as well as the private sector to accelerate their digital journey, and they can scale from there on. I mean, the focus we're doing here is that most of these government entities and private sectors, data center is not their core business. Data center is something that they need to actually accelerate their digital transformation. So we take that hurdle of providing the infrastructure. It's a capex intensive investment, which not going to be adding any value to their own businesses. So we want them to focus on their core services. So if it's a bank, they need to focus on their financial services, not on building a data center, right? And it's similar for the government. Data center is just a foundation, let's say, as a pillar to allow them to accelerate their digital transformation journey. And that's what we're trying to do in Sharjah.
So basically, it's the core for the business, but for digital transformation. But however, it could be a little bit of a headache for them.
Exactly.
So you take away all this pressure and you handle it
100%,
with your professionalism.
100%.
And your team.
So the fact that not only it's capex intensive business, but you need to do design, operation, and maintenance after that. And that's basically another headache outside your core value as a business. So we take all that headache from them. We allow them to tap into our platform, accelerate their digital transformation, but also scale. Scale is very important for companies who are not 100% sure how they will evolve as a company. Today,
when you say scale, what do you mean by scale?
What I mean basically now, if you are transforming your company into digital space, you don't really know what kind of infrastructure you need in the long run. So in 1 year, 2 years, how can you actually scale up your business, your digital business within the infrastructure side? And that's where Khazna can add value, and that's where the GP can add value, because we are already having a forecast that we can tell the client, you don't need to worry about scalability. We can offer you that. We can offer you even reservation of data center space for your future. So your focus should be more on the services that we're providing. We take care of the infrastructure for you. So that's basically where the scale comes from.
So I can see how it's going to be very helpful. But from your point of view, Khaled, how do you see that helping Sharjah and making it go to the next level with digital transformation?
Sharjah has been going through a lot of developments in the last years, and Sharjah is also a hub for industry, a well-known hub actually in the region for industry, for culture, for education, especially for education. It is well known. We have the university city in Sharjah, and also logistics. It's a very important logistics hub across the region. And for cities today, modern economies and cities, they need to be connected. For the residents, for the people, people today are more connected. So that all also impacts the quality of life, which is in line with BEEAH's vision. So that infrastructure, the digital infrastructure, is becoming more and more important. And with the growth that Sharjah is going through, in terms of business, industry, education. The digital infrastructure needs to be also uplifted and to be in place. So this is where the opportunity is, and this is where we're excited with this joint venture with Al Khazna. And again, this will also make Sharjah more competitive for business, and also improve the quality of life of the people, because you're improving you're having the core digital infrastructure in place.
Yeah.
So, Hassan, this core infrastructure in place is going to be helping, like you mentioned, government sectors, enterprise, and it's at the whole city level.
Yes, yes. I mean, Sharjah, I think as an industry, Khaled mentioned that. I think they are one of the biggest industry in the UAE, and maybe, if correct me if I'm wrong, this is the third hub for logistics in the UAE after Abu Dhabi and Dubai. So it's really important that we allow them to have a digital infrastructure that they can rely on. The way we do business is Khazna is a wholesaler, so we offer a wholesale business, which means the client can take capacity in big chunks instead of focusing on building small capacity only for their 1 or 2 year business plan. And that basically allows them to scale and to capitalize on what we built in Sharjah. Again, data center is all about connectivity. We help connecting customers further. So that's basically the demand that we have. We allow clients to offer services to their end clients within the data center, and that becomes basically one of the driver for the digital economy in Sharjah, and hopefully that will allow a lot of investment coming into Sharjah as well.
But Hassan, can you share with me briefly which type of data center you have offered to Sharjah, and can you share why this specific solution?
So Khazna is offering a wholesale data center portfolio. So we are building data center in a bigger chunk. So usually there are two different offering in the data center business. There is co-location offering, which is the fact that small enterprise, they go to there are other enterprise companies asking them for taking their digital infrastructure from on-premise into a data center, and it's called co-location space. And that means that all clients, they share the same space.
Okay.
What we offer is kind of a wholesale space.
So wholesale space means the entire data center is for Sharjah, and this will help them
So the entire data center will be dedicated for each and every client without sharing their
digital with anyone.
Exactly, and that basically allow them to have more control and more security over their data within the data center.
Okay, and that's a huge added value for Sharjah. And now I'm gonna go to this question, which is extremely important for BEEAH and for the entire world, especially in the UAE now. It's focused on sustainability. So sustainability is playing a huge role in this joint venture. And I'd like to know from both of you, what are you trying to achieve from sustainability perspective, starting with Khaled?
Well, sustainability is core to what BEEAH does as an organization. So as I said earlier, when it comes to waste management, that's where we focused initially, and we're still investing a lot in waste management. We've become the largest waste management company in the UAE. We operate across the UAE, not just in Sharjah, in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Ajman. In Dubai, many of the major landmarks we're managing the waste, including Burj Khalifa, including here the World Trade Center also, and we've now expanded. We are in Medina now, the holy city of Medina in Saudi. We manage the waste of Medina and Saudi. And Egypt, last year we won the new administrative capital. And actually 2 weeks ago we also announced that we won Sharm el-Sheikh contract for the next 10 years. And Sharm el-Sheikh,
impressive, Khaled.
So even like Sharm el-Sheikh, next month there's COP27. It's the global climate change conference that happens every year. Next year it's going to happen in the UAE, COP28. So that's on the waste management side. On the energy, looking at renewable energy, we started with our first waste to energy project. Now also we're looking at solar, we're looking at hydrogen, and so we continue to invest in achieving sustainability objectives.
And you see this joint venture will actually help you accelerate this further.
For sure, because I think, looking at the vision of a sustainable quality of life today, it needs to be digital. Cannot be only sustainable. So this is where, again, we've invested more. We see that you need to invest in digital. Even to achieve our sustainability goals, you need to use technology. to achieve those goals. So we've already, as I said earlier, we've started one digital company called Evotech, and which main focus today is track and trace of medicine in the UAE. The other company we started recently is ReLife, which is really digitalizing waste management, and that company is becoming slowly a regional company and when it comes to digital waste management solutions.
Thank you so much, Khaled. Thank you so much, Hassan.
Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing you in the future with more joint ventures and in other areas, hopefully. And what a great success. Congratulations on all
you.
the joint ventures and the partnerships you have done. And Hassan, thanks once again for being with us. Hopefully, I'll see you in the future episodes talking about more successful joint ventures you are doing. Thank you. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Khaled.
That brings us to the end of the show. We hope you got some valuable insights on data hosting solutions and importance of a strong digital infrastructure. Thanks for listening to G42 on Air. If you enjoy our show, please rate and review us on Apple Podcast and Spotify. And be sure to be back next time. Until then, this is May Sayed Ali signing off from GITEX.